Check, check, check. All right, this is Jack Bravo on the Righteous Edge. Today we are reviewing a debate between Donovan Sharpe and Fatty. Now, we've seen Fatty previously debating this exact same thing, the Carmelo Anthony incident. And that was where Myron was crashing out and Andrew Wilson was debating a full black panel. And it was mainly the panel versus Andrew Wilson. And then when Myron came in, all went haywire, right? But this is a different debate, and I haven't watched this debate. I've only seen sections of it by skimming through it. I'm totally non-biased in this situation, other than the fact of you guys know where I stand politically. You guys know I'm more far to the right. You guys know I'm Christian. Everything I believe come from Christian ethics. So I do want to say that, but I will say this: when it comes to picking a side between Fatty and Donovan Sharpe, I'm not a big Donovan Sharpe fan, and I'm not saying I don't like him. I'm sure if I were to talk to him in person, we'd probably have a cordial conversation. But I do not like some of the things that have come out about him, to be honest. I don't like, pushing a red pill movement, trying to sell things to young men. And then when they examine your life, they see that you are actually in a relationship with a allegedly single mother, that you were using AI to pretend like people calling into your show. All these different accusations. I'm not saying the accusations are all warranted, but when I look at the totality of all the accusations that were lobbed against this guy, it seems as if he was using the red pill movement to sell products and do types of things like that. That doesn't mean what he's saying is not true. But what I'm saying is when it comes down to his character and his history, a lot of people have had a lot of accusations that I have not seen disproven. Now, with Fatty, man, Fatty seems to be one of those people that is always hosting the blackety blacks of the blacks, right, on his panel. And I'm not a big fan of his debate style because what he tries to do is he goes on these long diatribes and he tries to well, you know what? I don't even want to get into it because if I'm right about my assessment, he will do the things I don't like in this debate, and then I'll be able to call it out live, right? So, like I said, I haven't seen this debate before, but let's get right into it.
There we go. So do this too.
Oh, there we go. Good job.
So you guys both know the rules. We went over them. You guys agreed to a fair debate. Donovan, since you are the affirmative, I'm going to go ahead and start your time whenever you start talking when you're ready.
Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and go. You go ahead and start the timer. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this. Second of all, I know that there is a little bit of a delay. I know that I'm lagging, but as long as you guys can see and hear me okay, I think that is the point. So I guess let's just start off with my first assertion that now Fatty told me that every one of his panelists, they all thought he was guilty. Nobody thought he was innocent. It is my contention that at least two of the panelists, not only did they believe he was not guilty, I believe that the reason why they think he's not guilty is because of race, and it is because of race. And I believe that they're racist. And if you want to, if Fatty wants to bring those two up to come up and correct me, I have no issue with that at all. What I am going, and here's the thing, I want Dr. Ilkan Ilani, or whatever the hell his name is, in this, GOAT debater, to come up and say that I believe Karmelo Anthony was guilty of first-degree murder.
A friend of the channel, the Hero Ford, says, looks handsome, dude. Thanks. Pause that. But no, I appreciate that, man. Trying to look a little bit more decent when I redo these reviews so people start taking me serious. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I appreciate that. Everybody who's shouting me out.
And that he should have gotten 35 years in prison. I don't believe either one of those guys are going to do that without some sort of a caveat. So I'll go ahead and put that out there right now. That's how we're going to prove the racial bias. Now, I'm going to go over just a few. And again, just let me know when my time is up because it doesn't really matter at this point. A lot of people say he got jumped. Well, if somebody were being jumped, then how was he able to get away after he stabbed Austin Metcalf? He wouldn't. Somebody would have grabbed him, chased him, etc. Then there is the excuse, well, there is a secret video. There is a video that no one is aware of. If that were the case, then it would have been required to have been looked at, because that is exonerating evidence. If there is evidence that would or could exonerate a defendant, the law is to admit that video into evidence. The video was never admitted into evidence, okay? Then there's the white people do it too. Well, two wrongs don't make a right, okay? And anyone who says white people do it too, that's white supremacy. Just because white people do it too doesn't make it right. Now, a lot of people say, well, what about this case? Or what about that case? Or what about Rick Chow? People love to bring in other cases when they know the guy they're defending is guilty. Okay, let's bring in extenuating circumstances in the form of another case that aren't in this case to make a case for the guilty party. XYZ
I don't disagree with anything he said so far.
case, gentlemen, has nothing to do with this case. And if you want to cite precedents in other cases, the circumstances have to be similar and almost identical for the precedent to apply. There we go. I want to make myself a little bit bigger. Okay. And if there were case law that set precedent for a student being found not guilty of stabbing another student at a track meet under similar circumstances, then the defense would have most definitely cited it during the trial. Now, that brings up, well, the defense was incompetent, like this GOAT debater says. Now, that proves that the defense was incompetent if they didn't bring up any work cited or any other cases. And to that, I would ask one very simple question and make one very simple statement. My question would be, find me the case with similar circumstances and an acquittal. And my statement would be, any defense team would have looked incompetent given the insurmountable evidence stacked against Karmelo Anthony. Okay. I would also agree that this is exactly the reason why Dominique Alexander and Karmelo Anthony's parents decided to go with a cheaper lawyer. They knew Karmelo Anthony was guilty, which means they also knew that no matter what lawyer they hired, that lawyer was going to be made to look foolish. So in their minds, why pay $500,000 for a conviction when they can just pay $75,000 and pocket the rest? And Fatty, you're not.
That is actually a good point. It's no way to prove that without knowing or talking to the parents or them being honest about it. But I always thought it was odd that they got this lump sum of money, raising money from the community, and then they don't use all that money to buy the best lawyer they can. That was kind of shady to me. And anybody who thinks that was not shady, like, come on, dude. You raised what? In some speculations that they raised $500,000 to $1 million. And then they went and bought a $500,000 house. That's insane, dude. You would think the money would go towards your son and getting him out of prison for the majority of the rest of his life. Well, I don't know if 30 years, 35 years, the majority of the rest of his life, a large chunk of the rest of his life. But they didn't do that.
The only one who came with videos. Take a look at Dominique.
Uh-oh, somebody went mute.
Stop at any time. I couldn't hear you. It looks like you said
45 seconds. 45 seconds.
Okay. All right, very good. And then the last thing I'll point out is a lot of people say, well, they knew karate, they knew jujitsu. Well, that's actually a good thing, because that is what people actually call self-defense. Karmelo Anthony didn't know karate. He didn't know jujitsu. And this is why he pulled out a knife when he got into a confrontation. Austin Metcalf was prepared to defend himself because he was trained in karate, which is literally branded as a form of self-defense. Had Karmelo Anthony known karate, jujitsu, boxing, wrestling, anything, he would not have felt the need to pull out a knife after he was pushed. So the fact that Karmelo Anthony... Okay.
Sorry about that.
For those who wondering, the audio is off on their end. It's not like anything I'm doing. That he already said that at the beginning of their stream, that his audio is a little bit off.
Time.
No, you're good. That's fine.
Okay. Fatty.
Thank you very
your
much.
time starts when you start talking, sir.
Thank you very much for having me, Glenn. I'm Team Fatty from the Untouchable Empire. I've been challenged by a person that used to be a great content creator, but unfortunately, we don't have, we're not seeing eye to eye on these. So we're going to have fun. He's not going to be able to prove nothing. He's going to stick on one person on the panel when there was 9 people on the panel that actually debated. And I'm going to show how much of a hypocrite and how much of a race baiter he is, okay? If you have your videos, be ready. I just want to make sure that I hold you accountable by the things that you've been saying about us, because nobody react to you. Nobody had a conversation about you. So you wanted smoke. Now you're going to get exactly what you wanted, okay? So Let's see if I embarrass you a little or if I embarrass you a lot. I reclaim. You guys can get the time now.
Okay.
All right. With that being said,
He looked like he just wanted to get into, the crosstalk section of it.
I am going to open it for back and forth or 10 minutes each Q&A. Donovan, you opened, so I'm going to give it to Fatty to start with this Q&A. Fatty, you have 10 minutes to go ahead and interrogate Donovan on his position.
All right, Fatty,
Sure.
let's see.
So first, I want you to bring this image, please, and put it full screen. Donovan, can you identify on the screen who are the racist people here? Okay, identify them. This is
No, Fatty, don't do this. This is not a good argument. You're talking about something. You're taking this argument and you're gonna make it to some personal thing you got against Myron. I'm just guessing. Let's see where he goes with this.
the whole full panel. Andrew as Sage, Goat, King Riches, Dr. Ilkan Ali, Mr. Fantastic, Smell the Roses, Myron, and Fatty. Can you point? This is a witness stance, okay? We didn't saw the show. You are going to point out and you are going to tell us who were the people on this panel that said that Karmelo was innocent because they were racist. Your claim. Go ahead.
Now you're going to, so what you're asking me is, you're asking for something that's impossible. You're asking me to identify the panelists that said out of their mouth, the reason why I think Karmelo Anthony is innocent is because I'm racist. That is, dude, that is as disingenuous as anything. Come on. No one is going to say, I think Karmelo Anthony is innocent because he's racist. Try again, sir. Oh, now here's one thing before you go. But that being said, I will actually point out 3 racist people on your panel.
Uh-oh.
Number 1 is this GOAT debater. Number 2 is Dr. Ilkan Alani. And number 3 is Myron Gaines. He's racist against niggas.
That's kind of a funny argument, though, because Myron says he's openly racist, so he wouldn't mind that. And if you don't know, Donovan Sharpe and Myron are friends. They've been friends for a long time. He's been on Fresh and Fit several times. Now, what I will say about this GOAT guy, if I can move, I'm going to move my screen because I believe he's down here. He's this guy down here, if you see my cursor. He's a complete idiot, and dude is like a terrible representative for the black community. He's like the representation of everything ignorant, Pookie and Ray Rayism. You know what I'm saying? That's who he is. Every time he opens his mouth, I'm like, where's my soundboard at? I need to get this. Dude is not smart. Every time he opened his mouth.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
I'm like, dude, this dude is dumb, man. And I'm not saying that just to be mean. Anybody who don't believe me, go back and watch the panel with Andrew Wilson and watch him, the guy named GOAT, the greatest of all time for some reason. Watch him and Andrew Wilson's exchange. He doesn't even understand basic logical arguments. He can't put 2 thoughts together. I was like, what is this dude talking about? He made the racial comments first with Andrew Wilson. He said, shut up, white boy. And he made a bunch of racial comments. I forgot exactly which ones, but I know it was insulting Andrew Wilson because of his race. When you do that, that opens the door. Just like in legal terms, now that you've opened the door, you got to take what comes with that. Now, when somebody else call you monkey or say you chimping out, you got to take that because you open that racial door. And a lot of our people in the black community, y'all so sensitive, you should never open that door first. And he did it. So I don't think that guy's smart at all.
Sure. So I will allow educated guess, right? And Dr. Ilkan Ali is only a doctor because he's a play on words on Cheyenne Bryan. He's a joke. She's a doctor, and we all are doctors now, right?
I remember that lady.
It's just a joke. Can you tell us what did Ilkan Ali said that was actually showed that he's racist towards white people? That's why he actually think about it. Matter of fact, can you show me anything that Ilkan Ali said that said Karmelo Anthony is in?
Shout out to the panel verse. I see y'all here. He's always supporting, man. I appreciate that.
Innocent. Can you produce any evidence? You had 2 weeks to do it. Can you produce any evidence that he said Karmelo Anthony is innocent?
Just because someone doesn't say out of their mouths that Karmelo Anthony is innocent does not mean that they don't think he is innocent. It was clear to me and everyone watching that based on their talking points, based on their characterization of things, based on their overall points, it was clear to me that they were racist. And the reason why I say that they were racist is because they, of course, are talking about things from a subjective from a subjective point of view. So they don't have to say, well, I believe Karmelo Anthony is innocent for us to know just based on what they're saying, contextual clues and everything like that, that they thought he was innocent. They didn't have to say, I thought he was innocent, number one. Number two, if I'm not mistaken, GOAT debater himself actually called Karmelo Anthony the innocent party. He called him.
There was not the question. I reclaim my time. That was not the question. He's going out away from my question. That was not the question.
Okay.
I reclaim my time. That was not the question.
They did do that though, Fatty. You have to admit, the GOAT guy and everybody on the panel except for that one guy with the afro, I forgot his name, but everybody but him were in defense of Anthony, saying that it was wrong what was happening to him. They clearly had that point of view. So I don't know why he's fighting against that. It was obvious to anybody watching that they were in defense. They were making arguments that that Karmelo Anthony was in defense of himself and that nobody should push you for no reason. That's the things they were saying. So let's be honest now.
The question was, what did Ali say? Even if you do an educated guess, right? Imply, you can paraphrase him, whatever. What did he say that you are making assumptions about him being racist and that Karmelo is innocent? Can you please produce evidence? This is a debate. Please produce evidence about your accusations, please.
Yeah, I can't produce evidence. Again, this is all based on. I mean, listen, you can laugh if you want to, but everyone watching knows really what this is. Just because, hold on, let me finish.
No, you're not going to answer the question. No, I already got you. You don't have it.
Told you.
No, this is my time. This is my Q&A.
So let him answer the question. He answered the question.
He said, yeah. No, Lenny said I can't.
Okay, so then go back to your question. Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, because he's wasting time. I have 10 minutes. If he doesn't have the answer, it's fine. So in 10 people on the panel, he only have evidence of one, and we gave him that. I just want to point to the crowd of 10 people on the panel. He has only evidence of once, and that person, we actually stopped them from being racist. Every time they said something about Andrew being a white boy and all that, we stopped them. These men.
Here's the problem. If I was Donovan Sharpe, I would not be trying to make the argument that they were racist. I would try to make the argument that they were racially biased. There's a difference because you cannot prove the intents of somebody's heart a lot of the times unless they come out and say it plainly. But if somebody was to say, he defended himself, I would say, well, you know what? And what you're doing now, is that something you would do for any other race? Would you give them an excuse? If a white boy had stabbed a black kid who told this white kid not to be in a place that he should not have been, would you have that same defense? And I would say they're racially biased. Clearly racially biased. In fact, everybody who debated Andrew Wilson was being racially biased. Even that guy, King Rich, he was being, and he's like from London or something. I'm like, dude, what is your stake in this? Why not just be honest? You got no dog in this fight. Stop trying to act like you one of these hood African-American dudes. You're from UK, stop. But the thing is, he was even being racially biased. In the point where I'm like, clearly y'all have a dog in the fight or claiming like you do. Clearly y'all are picking a side and you're seeing and you're not attributing or trying to find out the just outcome. You're trying to defend your team. And that's no way to get justice.
And it's like me coming here and Glenn as a one white supremacist man on the panel. And I go to my people and say, oh, all of those people on Glenn panel are white supremacists because there was one guy there that was racist, right? So I have evidence that for now you are lying. I would expect that the majority of my panel actually was racist. And you pointed out one, right?
Fatty, you're running out of time for your questions.
My follow-up question, I have two questions, and it's very quickly, is Donovan, you are racist. You are a known racist. What is the problem with people being racist when you clearly are known to be a racist? And please let me play clip number 1. Is edited
Here we go with the clips. He loves this.
for YouTube guidelines. I want to know what is the problem with him being racist since Donovan is known a non-racist. Please play the video.
That's hella weird. Nigga's a goddamn. I'll say it. That's exactly what that's exactly what preach is. Yeah, preach. I called you a fucking and I'm not walking that back. You are an you don't even sound like a human. Retract that shit. If you have a problem with it, you can come and see me, bro. You can come and see me.
So I don't understand a man that is a known racist. What is the problem with other people being racist?
Wait. Nope. Because what Fatty's doing is he's attributing racism to somebody insulting another person. And just because you call, they're both, first of all, let's not ignore the obvious. Donovan Sharpe is black. And he was talking about Preach from Abba and Preach, who is also Haitian or black, right? So are you telling me a black man who insults another black man is now racist? And is he racist against himself? We gotta, if you're gonna use and throw around these terms, you have to define what they are, because what I don't like about the black community is we're so sensitive to anybody saying anything racist according to us, but yet we call people bitch, ass, niggas all the time. We call people black ass niggas all the time. We call people YNs. We call people dirty N-words all the time. So, like, at what point does an insult become racist when we as a black community use these type of racist insults all the time? Is every one of us racist? Because by that standard, you can't insult anybody on how they look if what they're looking like has to do with melanated skin or being black or acting like a chimpanzee. So you can't say anything about monkeys, or you can't say anything. And here's my problem with that. You can't be sensitive and then go around insulting people that same way. You can't do that, because then you become not only hypocritical, but you don't have a right to be sensitive anymore.
These two. Ted should be your best friend. You are racist every day, all day. Why do you have a problem with this man being racist? And Glenn, I just want to ask a question. Am I going to
can you hold on? You asked the question. Can you answer the question?
No, it's just to you. Am I going to be able to play any video to the duration? Because I have.
Well, first of all, let him answer the question, because now you're just doing that thing I was gonna say that you do. And what he does is he goes on these tirades and he wants to bury you in words. You ought to be like, no, let me do one question at a time.
One less more. Like
Yeah,
But you have 4 minutes, but we have to let him answer the question.
Yes, you need to answer
So
one
let
at
him
a
answer
time.
the question first.
Yeah, I never said that there was anything wrong with being a racist. I merely pointed out your assertion was that everybody on your panel said that Karmelo Anthony was guilty and that nobody thought he was innocent. And I told you that there was at least one person, and now I believe there's two people, Dr. Ilkan Ilani. They're telling everyone they think he is innocent, and I believe it's because they are racist. Now, if that's the reason, there's nothing wrong with that. I never said, hey, these guys are racist and I have a problem with it. No, because I'm racist against niggas. Yes, absolutely. I will come on here and say, yes, I am racist against the subculture of African Americans in this subculture who are giving people like me a bad name. So if you want to call me a racist, call me a racist. I'm a racist against niggas. I don't think there's anything wrong with being racist. If that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be. And I've also said this, calling someone the N-word is not against the law. Reprehensible as it may be, it is, listen, your freedom to express whatever you want is guaranteed under the First Amendment. So yeah, listen, you got me there. There's nothing wrong with being a racist. I never said there was anything wrong with anyone being a racist. I merely pointed out the fact that I believe that Dr. Ilkan Ilani and this GOAT debater are racist.
All right, so we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds left.
Yes. I want to point to the crowd real quick that all the accusations that this man made was that we were racist when he is actually admitted it racist. So he's clearly a hypocritical man, and he's inconsistent, because if you can do judgments,
Here's the problem, Fatty. By what standard are you using here? What standard are you saying this man is raised? You would have to define the word and then say by this standard you are, and this by this same standard we are not. And that wasn't done. And a lot of people get annoyed with Andrew Wilson when he does this because he defines terms. And what that does is it puts everything on the playing field so that it's kind of like the battleground that you set up. You determine the terrain. People can't just switch the terrain. Oh, now we fighting in water. Well, first we were fighting in the desert. No, you get the terrain established, and then you can determine where are we going to stand on this. And when people don't get those standards set, they're just arguing about terms and missing each other when they're both talking about two different things. Now, he admitted he was racist. The question is, are you guys racist by the same standard that you're putting on him?
based on your racism, test exclusives can do it too. You still didn't prove. Once again, I gave you one person. You are lying. I didn't say everybody. I reclaimed that, and I said, okay, I will give you test exclusives, the GOAT. You are going to tell me what everybody else actually was.
Fatty, I was going to call him Farty. Fatty is making a mistake here too, because what he's doing is he's trying to defend himself instead of questioning Donovan Sharpe. He's supposed to be on the attack right now, but he's not saying or questioning him. He's trying to make a point and a statement. This is not your time to make a statement. This is your time to analyze and critique his argument by questioning him.
Racist, and you can produce. So in 9 people, you still are done. Last question, and this is, I said I was going to play videos about people on the panel. So I have one video for the people on the panel. Please pull up, since we're talking about Tess, I want to talk about
You're just posturing
Myron, right?
to make other people think you look tough. But the truth is, your business partner, or your former associate Ayunde, who showed up at your house, broke in, and has been finding you in the streets, what did you do when he wanted to fight you and beat you up? When he said, let's get in the ring, boxing gloves.
You walk up out of there, bro. Immediately after, Myron was like, hey, Queen, watch out, bro. This about to come up on us. This random nigga right here with the dreads come up. And Myron pull up the blower like, hey, stop playing. You gonna lose your dreads come up. And Myron pull up the blower like, hey, stop playing. You gonna lose your life. Nigga, come close. I'm about to blow your shit back. And the nigga kept coming, bro. And then luckily the cops was.
So now that I played this, right, I want to ask Donovan 2 quick questions. You call Karmelo Anthony a coward for not fighting one-on-one with the dude with his fists. Is Myron Gaines a coward for pulling a gun to somebody that wanted to fight him physically? And the second part is, if you believe that Karmelo Anthony, for pulling a knife to somebody that wanted to fight him, deserves the death penalty or the life in prison or whatever, if Allende attacked Myron, should he get the death penalty for shooting him in a state where you have stand your ground?
Those two situations are nowhere near equivalent. Nowhere near. And for those who don't know, what happened is there was a guy who used to work with Fresh and Fit. He broke in. He kicked the door in. Let me see if I can find the video. But the dude kicked the door in during the live show. And this dude was like ripped too. He was like a personal trainer type dude. He used to work with Fresh and Fit, kicked the door in during their live show, and was trying to call Myron out for a fight. This dude is obviously unhinged. And Myron had that thing on him and said, if you step in, if you breach this door, I'm gonna do you. And for those who don't know, I'm trying to use YouTube, so I'm not trying to be, gay about it. But I'm saying, he said, I'm going to pew pew you if you step through this door. And I don't blame him. Now, then what happened after the show, some time later, is he saw that same guy on the street, the same dude approached him. Myron said, hey, yo, I got the thing on me, so don't try anything. That is not the equivalent situation of a young high school student going to the opposite team at a track meet and going in their tent where he didn't belong and them saying, hey, you don't belong here, and then him stabbing him after getting pushed. That's not the equivalent, man. How do you not see that? It's nowhere near the same. And here's the other thing. Even if Myron did, say Myron just saw him on the street and then just blam and ended that guy's life, just because Myron did it doesn't mean Karmelo Anthony should do it. So those two situations have nothing to do with each other. Say Myron did do wrong and went to jail for it. Does that mean Carmelo Anthony is innocent? Come on.
Laws, just like you have in Texas. 2 questions: is Myron a coward? And if he shot Ayande that was fighting him physically, should he spend his life in jail or the death penalty like you're pushing for Carmelo?
Okay, number one, I was not pushing for the death penalty for Carmelo because I knew that Carmelo was a minor when he committed the crime. And in the state of Texas, the death penalty does not apply when you commit the crime as a minor, number one.
I think I found the video. This guy that he's talking about. They hear the kick in the door, right? Hold on.
Put on here. It's a live session, bro. They took Mike up.
So dude kicks in the door during their live show.
Don't do it. Don't come in here, bro.
Myra saying, don't do it. Don't come in here. Let me skip ahead because the girls are just showing them hiding.
Yeah. He's here. Don't do it, bro. What's up? Don't do it, man. You're only a pussy nigga. Don't do it. Don't do it. I wish don't come in here, bro. I wish a motherfucker.
And what I don't like about the situation, and this is what I don't like, because people be playing these games at people's house. You can die doing these things. There's another dude behind the guy who kicked in the door who's videotaping. For what reason? He was in the wrong. You videotaped your friend committing a crime. Do you know he just committed potentially a felony? What are you doing, dude? And so to bring up this situation as if Myron doesn't have to fear for safety is stupid to compare that to Carmelo Anthony's situation. Look, just
my door. Don't come. Don't. I wish a nigga would come to my door. If you walk in, it's gonna be a problem. That's right. Record it, fresh. So now we know. Yep. Now we know Myron Gaines is a fucking bitch ass nigga. We're doing a show, bro. So step the fuck outside, you a pussy ass nigga. Come on in. Who's one of your?
What type of goon, idiot type, Negro, lame mentality would come to somebody's house to fight? That's a dumb thing to do on so many different levels. First of all, no matter what, you're in the wrong because you brought the problem to their house legally. You can't come up to somebody's house, kick the door in, and then ever justify whatever happens next. If he was to hurt you, he'd be justified. If you were to hurt him, you'd be in the wrong. You can't win that situation. And that's what I'll be talking about when I talk about why in mentality. This is why in mentality stuff. Myron was 100% in the right to see that guy on the street and be like, dude, I don't know you. You kicked in my door before. And guess what? If something wants to take place and I got to defend myself, it is what it is. How do you bring up that? How does Fatty bring up that situation and say, well, would Myron have been in the right? Yes, he would have been in the right. It's not the same as Carmelo Anthony stabbing somebody. What is wrong with these people's logic?
Mouth, right? Come on in, bro. Of course you want me to come in. Because you're a fucking pussy snitch. Okay, exactly. You're a police calling ass pussy ass snitch ass nigga. That's why you ain't coming in. The world knows. Don't do it, man. The world knows. Allende. I will preach. You ain't gotta worry about the nigga. Yep. You're literally trying. Yo, you're committing a crime.
And these dudes look dirty too. What is going on here? Look at this other dude's shirt. He look like he just ran a marathon. Is that sweat? Now, these dudes do look big, right? They from Miami. They look like they part Haitian and they bodybuilders. They look like the same dudes who was helping Jussie Smollett, right? So here's the thing. That factors in as well. That factors in as well. If somebody is big and they're strong and they're already roided out and they kick in your door and you say, hey, this dude is 2 times my size. He's already making threats. He's already kicking my door to do harm. That does factor in. The reason why that doesn't factor into the Carmelo Anthony situation is Carmelo Anthony came to a place he did not belong, and the fight was not beyond physical. So he can say he got pushed, and in the video, you can see only one person approached him. So all these lies about him being approached by 10 different people and surrounded and jumped, that was a lie. That was a lie. And you see that during the video. So anybody who says, oh, that he got jumped by a bunch of white people, that's a lie. So this situation is not the equivalent. Anyways, that's all you need to see from there.
Number two, your second question was the whole Allende thing. Those are different circumstances. So let's just play this out. Let's say Allende comes in and attacks Myron, and Myron puts a couple of slugs in him. That's not cowardly.
He's not answering my question.
You going to let me finish?
You didn't, and you didn't answer the first question either.
What was
you are wasting your time.
Hold on. The timer's already over. I'm getting.
Let's do
real quick, you gentlemen.
Ask me one question at a time.
Donovan, real quick.
How about that?
Fatty, your time already expired. I'm going to have Donovan answer the question.
That's
okay.
Yes, but Glenn, I get it.
I will listen. Glenn, let me be specific. Glenn, I will give the time to Fatty. Fatty, just ask me one question at a time, and I will
one question at a time.
Yes.
So what did you wanted for Karmelo? What you wanted for Karmelo?
Life in prison without the possibility.
Okay, should Myron Games, if he did the same thing and responded with a gun to a physical threat, should he take life in prison?
Here's the dumbest thing ever that Fatty's doing. Every physical threat is not the same threat. For instance, and this is why when things go to a judge or a jury, they have to assess the circumstances with the evidence, and they got to take the totality of all the evidence. You don't just get to be like, well, he got punched, so he can't shoot back. What if somebody's getting beaten within an inch of their life by a dude who's 300 pounds and they're 150 pounds? That changes things. What if somebody got ran up behind and there's some kids playing a knockout game and that dude already has brain damage, or he has, a messed up hip, or he has back injury, and then he get punched and he falls to the ground and he doesn't know who's attacking him if they mean to rob him. All those things change the circumstance. You can't compare two different situations and act like they're exactly the same. They're not.
Like you wanted for Karmelo Anthony.
No, because the circumstances are not the same.
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're going to ask the second question. Now you can put you can actually do it. You called him a coward. Is Myron Gaines a coward? Answer my question first.
This dude he's going to keep doing this.
First, and then you can expound how the situation is different and all that, and I concede my time.
Okay. No, Myron Gaines is not a coward. And the reason why he would not be a coward is because the circumstances are different. Myron Gaines didn't shoot anybody. Myron Gaines didn't stab anybody. Karmelo Anthony did stab somebody, number one. Number two, the stand your ground laws, that applies to Florida. Myron was in his domicile. And for those of you watching, your domicile means your home. Carmelo Anthony wasn't at home. Okay, the stand your ground laws apply when you are on your own property. Listen, you can be as demonstrative as you want to. That's where the stand your ground laws apply. Carmelo Anthony stabbed and killed someone. That's why he's in prison. If Myron Gaines had pewed Allende, number one, he would not have been a coward. And number two, there is no jury in Dade County that would have found him not guilty because he acted clearly in self-defense as the stand your ground laws in Florida dictates.
I actually agree with him here. They're two different circumstances. There's more I could go into, but they're two different circumstances. And Fatty keeps making these false equivalents that the situation cannot warrant that. You can't act as just, somebody was getting assaulted here and then somebody's getting assaulted there and that guy got off for defending himself and this guy didn't. And you don't examine anything other than the surface level information. That's stupid. Myron was in his home. And the dude kicked the door in. Carmelo Anthony was in a place he did not belong. People told him to leave, and he threatened them. This is what I be getting mad at our community. First of all, I don't even know where this dude is from. But he's one of those people that thinks because he has an accent that he's smarter than he is. And I see, like, every time he makes an argument that he thinks is intelligent, I'm like, dude, this dude's IQ must be a lot lower than he thinks it is. Because he's not making a good argument here. And he's making the same argument over and over with different words.
Glenn, did you watch the video?
By the way, real quick, the reason why, just real quick, Fatty, just real quick, the reason why I killed my stream on my side is because I don't trust Auburn Preach. I saw that there was Auburn Preach stuff, and I know that they don't like me. But that's my reason. So now it's all well.
To his credit, they have taken down channels for less. They have.
Listen, you should know that I killed my stream. So now this is hold on. This is a road game. There's not my audience. My audience can be in here. I don't have any powers to boot people out. So there you go.
Well, here's the thing. It's on my stream, and my stream's gonna be public.
Everybody can come here. It's fine. Glenn, what's the video that I show of Myron in his house or on the streets?
So
either way.
Okay, you're showing the video when this is post inter.
The thing is either way, because I believe the one on the street happened after the one in the house, which leads to the threat level rising. A lot of people don't know this, but a threat level can rise, especially if police are called. So if somebody has been stalking you, coming around your house, making threats to you, leaving you text messages, leaving you videos, all types of evidence that shows that they're a threat to you, your threat level can go up. What I would recommend is that you would go and get a restraining order. But at the same time, say you've called the police on somebody multiple times, showing that there's a line of evidence that this person has been threatening you, and then you get out on the street and you see that individual. You don't know what they have. You can say, oh, it doesn't look like he had a weapon. You don't know that. People can steal weapons all the time. So for you to have a weapon to protect yourself, as Myron did on the street, it's nothing wrong with that. That is not the same as going somewhere you don't belong and saying, touch me and see what happened. Anybody who got something to say, I'm going to stab you. That is not the same, dude.
Interaction.
No,
and they're on the street.
There's two circumstances. One,
right? The one
goes
that
to
this
the
video.
studio.
Hold on. Let me just play this one.
So we have extra witness. Yeah, facts.
This is him on the street. Right? That is him on the street.
Yes.
Post.
No. It's not post. No. So he's talking about the situation that everybody saw on the studio where he kicked the door and said, "Come on in."
Yeah, isn't that post confrontation?
No, this is another situation that happened where Allende sees Myron on the streets and he tries to confront him. And Myron pulls.
I'm not aware of.
That's why I showed the video. And Myron pulls his gun, and McQueen is literally saying, "This man was coming at us," and Myron pulled the blicky on them. So he actually saying it, right? It was a physical confrontation, and Myron pulled the gun for whatever reason.
We don't know what it was because it didn't get there yet. From my understanding, Myron saw the same guy who kicked in his door outside. And now Myron's saying, listen, I got that thing on me. If you want to up the ante here, if you want to try something, just know. Now, that's nothing wrong with that, dude. That is not the... I'm repeating myself.
Donovan looks like he doesn't understand hypotheticals. Hypotheticals mean if something happens, what will be your reaction? You saying that Myron didn't do it is not going to exonerate him from nothing because he was stopped, Allende stopped. But if Allende actually put his hands on him, just like Mr. Metcalf put his hands on Karmelo, I wanted to know if there would be justification to actually put him in jail for life because he's defending himself. Now that I got that out of the way, you can do your Q&A.
That was a dumb question.
So then we got that clarified.
Daddy, that was not good, man. I have to give you some type of I'm trying to find. That was not good at all.
Bruh.
That was not good.
Now we got that clarified.
Fatty, hold on. There's nothing clarified. Fatty, with all due respect, I don't know what Myron Gaines has to do with Karmelo Anthony. Again, two different circumstances, two different states, two different. No. Hold on. Now you're not going to cut me off.
You asked a question, right?
Hold on. He's clarifying the statement, Fatty. Let him talk. Let you talk.
And again, we're not going to talk about the ad homs in the beginning. I'm just going to let that slide because that's just not what I'm going to do. It is what it is, right? You're talking about two different situations in two different states involving two different people on each side. Yeah, we can deal with hypotheticals all we want to, okay? And that's fine. But what happened at the Frisco ISD was not a hypothetical. What happened at that track meet actually happened in real life. Austin Metcalf confronted Karmelo Anthony. Austin Metcalf pushed Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo Anthony stabbed Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf bled to death at the stadium. Karmelo Anthony was found guilty of first-degree murder. Now, in terms of answering your question, would Myron have been a coward if somebody attacked him and he pulled a blick on him? My answer would be no. For the same reason why you guys think that Karmelo Anthony should have been acquitted, even though nobody died in Myron's hypothetical case. Thank you.
He's lying.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the 10-minute where
Fatty, even though I wouldn't consider Donovan the best debater, you kind of getting cooked right now.
now Donovan gets to interrogate Fatty.
Oh, I didn't really. Well, I tell you what. I would actually like to use my 10 minutes to have Dr. Ilkan Ilani and this GOAT debater come up and tell me what.
After the show. No, after the show. I'm here.
We can do that. We can do that. Donovan,
here.
we can do that. The
I lied
post.
about. What did I lie about?
I'm here. Don't be scared now.
If you want, hold on. Let me talk. Donovan, if you want to concede your time to Fatty asking you 10 more questions, 10 minutes of questions.
No.
Or
yeah, I'll concede.
Or I can.
No, Donovan, and this is a mistake on your part. If you're gonna come to a formal debate, you always want to be on. It's better to be on the attack than the defense all the time, even in sports. If you're going to debate, and yes, I used to be on a debate team, all this crap, blah blah blah. That don't mean I'm the best. I just know a thing or two. If you're going to enter this debate, you should try to be on the attack. You should have presented some questions. You should have questioned his worldview, make him defend his point of view. Don't just open yourself to be on the defense, because it's always a way to poke holes in somebody's ideology. You can think your ideology is 100% sound. Somebody will come and poke some holes in it, or even have just good argument skills or debate skills that it will seem as if they're poking holes in it. You can use debate tactics like cutting people off. You can use debate tactics like, putting somebody in a logical trap, or pretending as if they did a logical fallacy that they didn't. You can do all types of things to make it seem as if you're winning when you always are on the attack. Even courts understand this, and this is why they allow things to go in certain order, where even the guy who's defending, the defendant, he gets to go last, because they know if the other person that's accusing them goes last, most people, if that's the last thing they hear, it will convince them to convict him more. And they don't want a unfair system. That's why we have that system set up the way they do. So yeah, you should have went on an attack here.
Ask both of you 10 minutes of questions.
Yes. Let me just make a statement, Glenn, and then you can whatever you want, because we need to feel a bit.
I will engage in 10 minutes of question after you ask this question, Fatty.
Yes. Now,
and then we're gonna go, but it's gonna be one question, gotta be quick, so I can get into the question time, okay?
Sure. So Donovan,
Yes.
what is my opinion about the case? Because you keep telling that people said that he was innocent, right? I didn't hear that. I ran the transcript. I asked people. I check one by one. I saw Tez saying that he thinks he should get away scot-free. So I'm going to ask Donovan Sharpe. I'm the host of the show. What was my opinion about the verdict? Did I think he should get the death penalty? He should be free. He should go. Like, what did I say, Donovan? Can you?
I don't like that question, and the reason why is because if you don't reiterate exactly what he said word for word, he could say, "No, I didn't say that." I would just, if I was Donovan Sharpe, ask him, "Dude, just reiterate what you said then."
Can you repeat my position to myself?
Yeah, if you would repeat what I said.
Can you repeat my position? What did I think? I thought for 3 hours about the situation. You accused me on my panel of being racist. Can you identify what did I say? If Karmelo Anthony was innocent, guilty, he should get a death penalty. What was my position since I'm a racist like everybody else? Can you identify that, please?
I never said that Fatty is a racist like everybody else. I never said that your entire panel was racist. You said to me, and I'm again responding to what you said when you came onto my show. You said, Donovan, you're reacting to the wrong thing. Nobody thought he was guilty. Everybody thought he was innocent. And I said, well, you have at least one person who thinks he's innocent. And now that you have seen and your common sense is now coming to you, now you're going to concede that. But because now you know that you've been defeated, hold on, now you're going to let me finish. Now that you know that you've been defeated on that, now that you know that GOAT debater is a racist, and now that you know he does think Karmelo Anthony is guilty, you are attempting to shift the goalpost to you. I never said anything. I never said that you, Fatty, was a racist. I might have said some other stuff that were ad hominem attacks, and that's fine, but I never said that you were racist.
Okay. All right. With that being said, I'm going to go to questions. No, I got to go to the
Glenn, I have to
questions.
defend myself, Glenn.
Well, you asked the question and he answered. So it's kind of like you asked him a question, he answered, that's it. You should have asked a better question. You could have asked any question you wanted.
Because he's lying again.
Hold on.
No, Glenn.
You asked him a question.
It's going to be 10 seconds.
He answered the question.
See, just like I said, you should have asked a better question.
So
no, Glenn, because he's lying. Like he's lying, Glenn.
Let me ask questions that could expose whether someone's lying or not. Okay.
Hey, Glenn.
Honestly, that is Fatty's job. If you're going to open it up for interrogation, you should ask better questions, dude. You can't be mad at someone's answer. You can poke holes in their answer and further your, what is it called? Your interrogation. You can further your interrogation, but to just sit and be mad that he answered it the way he did, come on, man.
Do my job.
Can you please let the debaters debate for what? Is a 30-second, Glenn? Is a 30-second remark? He's not going to hurt nobody.
First it's 10 seconds. Now it's 30.
No, I'll say it in 10 seconds.
Is this time up or not?
And I'm sorry, Glenn. I'm sorry.
Give him 30 seconds. That's it.
Yes, I apologize once again, Glenn. I know it's your show. I apologize. So he is lying. He's saying that I only am retracting my message because I was going to debate him, and now I don't want to be caught. Andrew Wilson was on my show the next day after that, and I was talking about him being racist, and I said, yes, Taz thought he was innocent, and Taz is racist. That's exactly what I said. So stop lying about me. I'm not running from shit. Taz is racist, and I said that before.
Now we're moving to the questions. I'm going to ask you guys questions.
Hold on, Glenn. Hold on. Now, hold on. Now he made another accusation. Now let me respond, okay? I didn't know until right now that you finally admitted that Taz was racist. I don't watch you, dude. I don't watch you. No, listen, you... Look, bro, you can sit here and you didn't admit, you admitted Taz was racist after. Can you mute him, Glenn, so I can properly answer this?
I'll mute myself.
No. Hold on. At the time you came up to my show, that was the time to concede. And the thing is, Fatty, is I was willing to have an open and honest discussion with you if you admitted at the time the objective truth that Taz was indeed racist and that he thought Karmelo was innocent. You would not concede that. So what you decided to do is that you decided to have Taz come up the very next day. I don't watch you. I don't watch you. I don't watch anybody. I watched that one show because Myron was on it. I don't watch you. And so you think that by having him on the next day and saying, well, Taz says that he's not racist and that, no, I'm sorry. You can call me
I must have missed the show, but they must have had a show where Donovan and Fatty were talking about these things beforehand. I would have loved to see that only for the sake of this debate to see if Fatty was lying or not. Because it sounds like they had a show previously where him and Donovan spoke and he was saying to Donovan, defending Karmelo Anthony and in the situation and then not conceding that people were being racially biased on his previous show.
Liar if you want to. I didn't know that that's what he said until after the fact. No, you acknowledge the truth after you figured out what the truth was. Nice try.
Okay, I'm going to go into questions now. So, Fatty, would you have a problem with the verdict or anything if it was two people of the same race?
I don't have a problem with the verdict now.
Okay.
I just believe that is confusing, that the situation on the state of fuck around and find out, for whatever reason, all of a sudden, people don't believe in self-defense, people don't believe in escalating situations, people don't believe in nothing. That's why I show.
Now you're playing both sides, Fatty, because he asked you a point-blank question. Would you have a problem if both of the people were white? And now you're bringing it to self-defense, which implies that you believe Carmelo Anthony in some way or another defended himself. If he defended himself, then he'd be wrongfully found guilty. If he did not defend himself, then he is guilty of homicide. You cannot have it both ways.
Myron video, because if Myron blessed that motherfucker from trying to come at him, I believe that Donovan and everybody would say that's self-defense, even though he escalated the situation from ends to literally a gun, which is the most lethal shit that you can carry. For whatever reason, people would say self-defense because he has the right to defend himself.
Okay.
But Carmelo Anthony doesn't have the right as a 17-year-old from doing it. I think he should go to jail. I think he's guilty. I think Donovan is full of shit because he doesn't even know our positions. It's just that for whatever reason, y'all pretending that me saying guilty, but the death penalty is too much, is me being racist because I don't want the 17-year-old kid that was defending himself to go to jail. Or
see, this is where he's saying he's doing it again, and he's trying to usher in things that don't belong. You cannot say he's guilty and he was defending himself. That doesn't work. Do you understand what guilty of murder means? That means self-defense was not on the table, you big dummy. You can't say he was guilty, but he still was defending himself. That doesn't work. You can. That's like saying he stole something, but he still bought it. What? Then this is what I mean. Whenever I watch Fatty debate, his logic is terrible. Dude, do you think about what you're saying, or you just let the accent do most of the heavy lifting for you?
to die or to be in jail forever. That's ridiculous.
All right, so let me ask Donovan a question.
Oh,
Donovan, here's my question to you. The use of force matrix, when you are engaging in a confrontation with somebody, do you get the right to jump to lethal force based on your observation of the situation?
That's a difficult question.
No.
It depends. It depends. It depends on what a reasonable person would do. You guys got to remember, when you go before a jury, you're not asking what you think. You're not asking what the victim thinks. You're asking what a reasonable group of people would think. And they're the ones who can either find you guilty or not find you guilty. So you can have a dumb mentality. You can go out and say, this dude threw a pebble at me and I thought it was worth deadly force. And people will say, no, that's not what a reasonable group of people would think. So you have to assess everything you do by what is reasonable. And so what people had determined was that Carmelo Anthony's actions were not reasonable for the situation he was in. Self-defense doesn't mean you just get to do whatever you want to do if you feel threatened. If that was the case, somebody mugging you down the street saying, and you could just turn around and pew them. That's not how it works. You have to be reasonable in your assessment. And so when I hate when people like act as if there's this blank slate of somebody was assaulting me, so therefore I took out a machete and hacked them up. That's not how it works. You have to take into the consideration the size of the person attacking, how skilled they were they besting you in the attack, what time of day was it, could you see what they had on them, why did you feel there was a reasonable threat, can you articulate why you did it? All these things factor in. You don't get to just be like, oh, I felt as if he was threatening, so I killed him. It don't work like that.
And this is the reason why, Glenn, that the laws are, how can I put this? This is why the laws are subjective, right? A lot of people like to say, well, he felt threatened, okay? Laws aren't based on feelings,
Exactly.
right? I can say anything I want. Well, I was afraid, that's why I took out a bazooka and blew the guy away. And the reason
I didn't even watch this. He's using the same example I am.
for that is because feelings are subjective. And what that means is that based on personal feelings, opinions, interpretations, or individual perspectives, rather than on provable external facts. So for example, let's say two people take a sip from the same cup of coffee. One person says it's too hot, the other person says it's not hot enough. That is subjective. Even if they both agree that it was too hot or not hot enough, it is still subjective because it is based on their personal feelings. However, If someone says that the cup of coffee was brewed at 200 degrees Fahrenheit, that is an objective fact. You can't argue with that. It's 200 degrees, whether you think it's hot or not. So to bring this back around to the Karmelo case, the laws don't rely on subjectivity because people can and will be dishonest about how they feel in any given situation in order to justify their actions. Karmelo could say that he was scared or afraid, but that doesn't mean that he actually was. And this is why we have trials. Trials use objective facts to decipher the level of subjective fear to determine whether or not the fear was justified. And for self-defense to be successfully proven, then the defense has to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that Karmelo Anthony was indeed in fear for his life.
And then the next step is this that a lot of people forget. The jury has to either accept the evidence in one direction or accept the evidence or not accept the evidence in another direction. So when a jury comes together, you can present them evidence and they say, we don't accept that. And they just go, like, for instance, the O.J. Simpson trial. The jury was presented evidence that showed from a reasonable, in my opinion, a reasonable group of people would have found him guilty. But the jury said, we don't accept that. That can happen.
Based on the objective facts of the case and the eyewitness testimony, the jury clearly did not believe that Karmelo Anthony clearly feared for his life because, number one, he never actually did say he feared for his life. And number two, because 21 eyewitnesses testified that Karmelo Anthony verbally escalated the situation by telling Austin, your team is ass. Touch me and see what happens. If you want me to be gone, you have to come and move me. Whatever you believe that means. The jury believed that the words that came out of Karmelo Anthony's own mouth and according to eyewitnesses clearly showed that he was not in fear for his life. And that is why they convicted him of first-degree murder. If the legal system used a person's subjective feelings as a justified reason for committing a crime, then no one would ever get convicted because they could just lie and say whatever they have to order to justify their actions. And this is why the law...
That's why if you ever do have to use deadly force, if you're in defense of your house or your family or something like that, be careful what you say. Because what you say can be used against you. If you got somebody coming up to your house and you say, I ain't scared of you, I ain't scared of you, and then you end up pew-pewing them, if people heard you say, I ain't scared of you, and they bring that before the jury and you say, I was in fear for my life, they go say, members of the jury, just look at this recording where he's repeating that he said, I'm not scared of you, 3 times. And then he looked at the man dead in his face and made a gesture. They will use that. So you have to make sure that what you say cannot be used against you and that you're being honest in how you go about your business. And in Karmelo Anthony's situation, what I don't like is what Donovan said. Karmelo Anthony, when he say, put your hands on me and see what happened, that's not a statement out of fear. That's a low-key threat. That's not saying I'm scared. It's not saying, hey man, stand back, get away from me, don't touch me. That will be different. But what he said is put your hands on me and see what's going to happen. That's saying you ought to be scared of what I'm going to do. That's a totally different attitude than somebody who's scared for their life.
On the books are based on objective facts that can be proven to be true or not. There was clearly enough evidence to prove the objective fact that Austin Metcalf died because he was stabbed by Karmelo Anthony. But there was not enough evidence to prove that Karmelo Anthony genuinely feared for his life. And that is why he's sitting in prison today. So when we say he was afraid for his life, my response is prove it, which is something the defense was not able to do.
Hey, Glenn, thank you for winning my debate. You won the debate for me, Glenn. You won the debate for me. Everything he said happened on the Myron situation when he was outside.
What does it matter, dude? What? Why do you keep bringing up Myron? Is Myron on trial for something I don't know about? Can somebody please get Myron to the stand here? Why are we talking about Myron?
Where I'm going to actually, this is where I'm bouncing it back to you, Fatty. With that being said, I don't know the Myron situation at all at hand, to be honest with you. I know you showed me the video. I'm not personally.
You know now.
I know of it I don't know the full context of it. I didn't see it. So I don't have all the details. So I'm just gonna speculate here. But with that being said,
here's another thing that I don't like that Fatty is doing. He brings in these videos and he has a slant. Here's the reason why they don't do that in court. In court, when they bring in evidence, the prosecution gets to challenge Both sides get to challenge it. Okay? So if you bring in evidence, you can't just spring on some surprise stuff. People get to analyze it and be like, wait, you didn't show the first few seconds of that. We're going to show the full video in its entirety because the other side did not show it. And you can use that as evidence. What Fatty likes to do is spring a video on somebody that they weren't expecting, like CNN, and then be like, how do you feel about that? Well, that's not really an accurate depiction because just like I showed you with the video with Myron, if according to Fatty, you would have never known that this dude kicked in Myron's door. Yeah, unless you really looked into it, you would have never known how big this dude actually is. This dude was gigantic. All these things matter.
How does the stand your ground law, you think if because this is what it is, the guy came to Myron was, the circumstances are completely different. Myron is in a place, because Myron is in a place that he was allowed to be in, right? He was in someone else's tent. Well,
That's
this
not
is
irrelevant.
context. Context does matter,
No,
right?
Is irrelevant because he wasn't breaking the law. Like he said,
What? Did you not recognize that this dude had kicked in the door? And then if you see the dude on the street later, yeah, he was guilty of a crime. And say the door was unlocked or swung open. He wasn't allowed to be there clearly because Myron, who was the owner of the house, said, you cannot come in here. He came there for nefarious reasons, meaning to do harm. So if he was to breach or come to somebody's location or residence, meaning to do harm, he's already teetering on criminal activity. And even if it didn't break the lines of criminal activity, it's still something to be warranted to where somebody can feel that that is a threat for their safety. If somebody's outside your house on the sidewalk looking in your window saying, hey, come outside, that's not a crime. Did you know that's not a crime? Somebody can stand outside your house and say, hey, come outside to your kids in the window, and that's not a crime. And you can say, this dude's been doing that. And now that I went outside, I still feel that is a threat. You can still assess it to be a threat, even though it's not a crime. And you can still be justified.
feelings like school rules.
Oh,
are
like I
not
was gonna,
laws.
like I was gonna,
He had the right to be there. He was not breaking no law. And the person that actually should remove him from the tent is an educator, a coach, or a person of power, not another student. So when the student decided to do,
hold on, let me explain.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to get the concept here because the contexts are completely different situations.
and
And I want to, if you're gonna put them both in the same context,
sure,
then you have to argue that context. So let's say Myron is invited someplace,
sure,
right? And it was whoever's group's tent, right? Guy pushes Myron, get out of here, don't want you here.
Sure.
Myron pulls out the gun to defend himself.
Sure.
Are you saying that Myron at that point is guilty, just as Karmelo is guilty?
I think Myron should go to jail. He shouldn't get the death penalty or shouldn't get the life in jail.
That's a stupid analogy that they just made because you're basically saying if you just change the names of the people but keep the whole situation the same, should the outcome be the same? Yes, but here's the reality. The outcomes are not the same. The two situations are drastically different.
Because once again, we believe in Texas and in Florida, and we see case after case after case that people escalate situations and defend themselves, and they get off scot-free. If Myron was on a tent, and that tent, once again, is not a building with closed doors, is not the institution, somebody has to come in and remove the kid. Once Metcalf decided to take by his own hands to remove the kid, he becomes,
now let me volley the question back to Donovan. Donovan, if the context is the same, Myron asked to leave hypothetically and under a tent that's not, he was invited, and he pulled out a strap and he lights someone up. Would Myron belong in prison?
Yes, he'd be guilty of sin, and Myron would tell you that.
Life in jail.
I think.
Yes.
Not life in jail.
Yes, life in prison without the possibility of parole. Absolutely.
So just to make sure, the only difference is that Myron was on the street. and Metcalf and
No, that's
Karmelo
not the only
was in a
difference.
tent that
He keeps trying to make things equivalent that are not equivalent. That's not the only difference. How many times do we got it? Where's my soundbite, man? How many times do we have to go through this? Not gonna have to find it.
doesn't have doors, doesn't have nothing. It's just on a school
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
property on the stands. That's the only difference, right?
No. The only difference in this situation is that in the real situation, someone was dead. Myron didn't kill anybody.
It's an
That's the
hypothetical.
difference.
No, you don't understand hypotheticals. Hypotheticals is if
Oh my
something
gosh.
happened, would you maintain the same stance? And I'm not racist
For
because
Carmelo-
let me land on that.
Yes,
I'm not racist because
what do you want? Do you hear what? Look, I said he'd be guilty. What more do you want from me? Yes,
no,
same
it's because we have
circumstance.
to, sir, we're talking about if this is racism or not. And what I'm saying once again is I would have the same opinion if it happened on the other way. If Metcalf was on a tent that he was not his because it's raining, and a black kid came in and put his hands
It
on him
wasn't
and all.
raining like that, dude. Did y'all watch the video? It was like either it was drizzling so lightly that you couldn't barely see it, or had just finished raining, or just about to rain. Y'all know the feeling of when it's like wet outside. It was not raining like it was so harsh you needed a tent to go under. Not like I watched the arrest video. Stop, y'all.
That and he stabbed him once. If Karmelo did it more, hey man, throw the key away. That's actually show that you wanted to arm him. But if the white kid that do the black kid, me and my panel, I'm not going to say, oh no, let's no. You are going to have to pay because I don't want to live on a society where a shove or whatever is equal to me ending your life.
Then that's
like
all
I
that needs
said,
to be
you are
Well,
you are wrong. in two
hold
positions.
on. Hold on, Fatty. Can I
Go
respond to this, Glenn? Fatty, you literally made my point for me. I don't want to live in a society where a shove means that you get stabbed to death. If Austin Metcalf, let's just reverse everything. Let's just say Austin Metcalf did exactly what Karmelo Anthony did and stabbed Karmelo Anthony. Austin Metcalf's white ass would deserve to rot in prison.
Yeah.
Period. And so I guess to answer Glenn's first question is if you remove the races, if you reverse, it doesn't matter what the race is here. It doesn't matter if Karmelo Anthony were black, white, Mexican, Hispanic. It does not matter. He would still have been found guilty of first-degree murder. And you just sat here and said that, well, my panel wouldn't have said that he was guilty or not guilty. That's exactly what I was saying. You literally proved my point for me.
No, what was the point that was proven again? Can you repeat it again?
My point was that if the races were reversed, I would still think that Austin Metcalf were guilty. That has nothing to do with race.
Isn't that your accusation that Fatty and his panel are racist?
I never said that Fatty and his panel are racist. Dr. Ilkan Alani is a racist, and Goat Debater is racist. That does not.
Glenn, can you
And I will probably agree with him.
repeat the prompt to the people, please? So I can make sure. Can you repeat the prompt?
Yes, the prompt is Fatty and his panelists accused of racism over Karmelo verdict.
So, and I double check and triple check the prompt to make sure that everybody understood what's going on. And now you're lying because you said Fatty and his panelists are racist. You couldn't prove that, Ali.
But I remember I said that before, that he should have made the argument that they are racially biased and not just racist. Because it's really hard to prove racism. Really hard.
Fatty and his panelists.
You couldn't prove that Ali was racist.
Mind you, I'm the one that created the prompt. So was it Donovan that made the prompt?
No, but he agreed upon, right? Did he agree upon?
Yes, this is agreed upon.
If he agreed the prompt.
I agree. So if I agree on the prompt, then that means that's as good as the words coming out of my mouth.
No, it's what you
that's
call
literally what you're saying, but that's okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is why you are not coherent. You didn't do your homework. You have no idea what we're doing here. You don't know my position. You don't know my panel's position.
The timer is up for the 10 minutes of the Q&A that I took over for Donovan. All right.
I have a question for him.
Hold on. I'm now moving to the open panel, 20 minutes, where you guys could go back and forth. I will mute if people start interrupting. Okay. I'm not going to do this. I want you guys to be able to get the entire thought out. Fatty and Donovan, this is both a warning to you guys. Do not talk over each other. Keep your responses or questions short so the other person can answer and interject. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
So my question is, what do you think about the Chud the Builder situation? You think he should rot in jail?
What does Chud the Builder have to do with this?
I want to see if you are logically consistent. You said
if I was him, Donovan, I would just say I don't know anything about that case. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know. I haven't really looked into that. I don't really like the culture, and I can speak to this for a little bit. I don't like this culture that we're creating where people go around and do things that inflame other people, even if they have the right for free speech. And this is me coming from a super conservative point of view. I don't like that people go around, even if it was a white dude calling somebody the N word, or I've seen videos of black people walking around calling people crackers and then expecting somebody to get riled up, rage baiting people, and then being like, I got free speech. Now, I know you got free speech. And I'm not even going to take the argument, oh, it doesn't mean freedom from consequences, because I don't never think the consequences of free speech should be violence to calling somebody a name. I think you should be able to hold yourself together. But I still don't like the culture of, I'm going to go around and make some content. I'm going to go around rage baiting people. There's this dude online now, and all he does is go to the mall and shout crazy things as he's going down the escalator. Now, some of it is funny, but the reality of it is that type of culture is one that doesn't have any class to it. It's one that you're going to inflame somebody eventually, because you cannot, just like you would not go to the hood waving around $100,000 in your hand. Don't go around inflaming people, because there's crazy people out there who you should expect to act crazy. That don't mean you deserve it. That don't mean you shouldn't have free speech, but you got to have wisdom. And doing those type of things for content on top of that makes you one of the crazy people, because that's not how sane people act. They don't go out into public and just try to inflame people. Now, I'm not saying that's what he did, Chud the Builder. I don't know. But that's the rumors from one side to the other, that he goes around and does that. And then there are other people on his side saying, the fight wasn't started by him. I don't know. I got to look into it. But I don't like that we have a culture that does that, and it taints my thinking on cases like that. Because it's like, yo, if you was one of those people that go around starting problems, I don't like people who do that. I don't care if you right wing or left wing. If you just go around saying things just to piss people off, I don't like that.
That the person shouldn't escalate and get a pew-pew or a knife if they were physically threatened. Chud the Builder not only was instigating people put hands on him. They didn't have the knife, they didn't have the gun, they didn't have nothing. So I want to ask you, if you are not racist, motherfucker, that keeps peddling shit for racist people, I want to ask you, does Chuck the Builder that initiated the situation is a person that is instigating and used lethal violence, shot 6 times to a person that didn't actually threaten his life? Do you think that the Builder should rot in jail, or are you going to be a sellout and say, change your opinion?
If I was him, the perfect answer would be, I don't know. I need to look into this case. And because I'm debating you and we have different ideas, I'm not going to trust your word on it. I want to look into it myself. That's what I would answer.
And say, nah, that's different. Go ahead, sir.
I have number one, I have never said that Chud the Builder is not guilty. Number one. Number two, I've actually said on my live stream, and I can find it for you for another debate, just based on what I know, is Chud the Builder shot an unarmed man. If you shoot an unarmed man and your life was not in danger, Chud the Builder should be in prison for attempted murder. And I don't think the race doesn't matter. If Chud the Builder were Chud the Builder,
that might have backfired on you, Fatty, because what you gonna say now?
And he shot some white dude or some Asian dude or some Mexican dude who was unarmed, who was just giving him static. Yes, he deserves to be in prison. Of course he does.
Live in jail, right?
I don't know what Chud the Builder has to do with this situation.
Live in jail, right? He should be brought in prison, yes, just like Karmelo, and should get live in jail, right?
Well, wait a minute. Did Chud the Builder kill anybody?
Let's go. What is the number? No. I'll answer. One second. He tried, so it's different charges.
No.
He did not. Okay, attempted murder.
So then you shouldn't get life. Dude, stop playing these games, Fatty. You try to get him in a trap to where you thought he was going to say, oh, because Chud the Builder's white, he shouldn't get life in jail. And now he's getting to the facts of the case, and you're backtracking. Well, we don't know. Stop playing games. You lost this exchange. You lost that because you thought he was going to say one thing and he said another.
Attempted murder is very different from murder.
And it's fair. And it's fair.
Okay, so let me finish. Attempted murder. Okay, see, so Chud the Builder, I believe that he should be in prison for attempted murder. No question.
How many years?
If you, I don't know. I don't.
Well, I mean, I think
It doesn't
I think
even matter, dude. You're trying. What he's trying to do is he's fishing. He's on a fishing expedition right now. He's saying, "Oh, since you say that Chud the Builder should be in jail if it's attempted murder, how many years? Oh, you only think he should get 30 instead of 35? That's not. That's a dumb argument. That's why I wouldn't even have went down this rabbit hole with him. I see what he's trying to do.
standard minimum is the question. Like, you know, hold on, let me get this correct. Are you asking him for how long he thinks Donovan Sharpe thinks that Chud the Builder should serve in prison? Because Donovan Sharpe has no say over the mandatory minimums that the court issued.
And Glenn, that's my point, right? So Glenn, you know
That's
why
a
Donovan
bad
thinks
point, Fatty. You're a terrible man. See, now you kind of making me wish I didn't watch this debate because I came in here thinking y'all was somewhat more even, but Fatty's, your points are not good, man. You're not making a good logical assessment here. You're just not you're not presenting good arguments, man.
racist. This is how the
because you are.
No, this
I
is
just
how
told you that he should be guilty. I just told you that he should.
Let me finish.
Hold on.
Not letting me finish.
Let Donovan.
If I was Donovan, I would let Fatty finish because he's digging himself in a hole here. You don't interrupt your enemies when they're making a mistake.
Finish, and then you come in.
Okay, number one, I just sat here and told you that based on what I know about the Chud the Builder situation, he should be guilty. Okay, that's not the answer that you wanted to get your gotcha, you're a racist moment. So now you switch to, okay, well, how many years should he get? I don't know what the penalty, and I don't even know what state the Chud the Builder thing happened in.
Tennessee.
Whatever, it was where?
Tennessee.
Okay, fine. If for attempted murder, I don't know, 25 years, I guess. Shooting an unarmed man, 25 years in prison. Just based.
You made a mistake. You shouldn't even have answered that, because no matter what you say, they can hang you for it, because it's never going to be what it's just a matter of opinion. You're just making an assessment and they can attack that assessment. It's always better to go on the attack than the defense. You should have never gave an answer. I would have been like, listen, I don't know.
Based on my limited knowledge of the Chud the Builder case. So I told you, number one, I think he should definitely be in prison based on what I know. And number two, now that I know what the sentencing guidelines are, I think he should be put away for 25 years in prison. Fine.
Okay, so this is what this is relevant. And Glenn doesn't know it too, and the crowd doesn't know it too. That panel looked like we were defending Anthony and saying that he was innocent because Mr. Andrew Wilson himself was the first person to talk, and the first thing he said is they went light on him. He should get the death penalty. He should get the chair. So the whole show, the 3 hours of the show, other than Taz Exclusives, the GOAT, was never us saying that Karmelo is innocent, were us debating with Andrew if he should get the death penalty or not. The fact that I don't believe, just like Donovan, that somebody should get the death penalty doesn't mean that I think they're innocent. That was literally the point of the people on.
No, Fatty, you have made several statements. You be playing both sides, and you do this with people who they don't listen to your words. You had said several times he was defending himself, and then on the other hand, well, but he still should go to jail. You can't have it both ways, man.
The panel, only one person in 9 people thought he was innocent. So we are all here because Donovan is an incompetent prick that didn't have the time to go and check the show to see if we actually believe that he's innocent or not. He is guilty. Ali said he's guilty. Everybody other than Taz said he's guilty. We just disagree with the premise that he deserved the death penalty. So now we fighting Andrew to understand what time should he get if he's live in jail, 35, 20, 70, 40. You defeated yourself once again for being incompetent. You got it.
Okay. Can I respond?
You think he won that exchange, but you didn't. I'm gonna use the black girl term. You didn't eat like you thought you ate. Okay, that was not that great, man.
Yes.
Number one, now you are acknowledging that Taz was racist. You didn't acknowledge that Taz was racist and thought that Karmelo Anthony was innocent until after the fact. I gave you the perfect opportunity. And I even told you, I said, look, I do not mind having a discussion with you about this, but I needed to know if you were coming into that discussion in good faith. And coming into the discussion in good faith means that you can acknowledge an objective truth. You acknowledge that objective truth after the fact. You're not going to sit here and say, well, Taz said that yeah, he's racist. Well, I'm sorry. Where was all of that smoke? Where was all of that piss and wind when you actually had the chance to do it? And now you're going to sit here and act like I didn't do my research because I don't watch your podcast 24/7. My guy, I live an awesome life. I have a lot more things to do than to just watch you. You're going to let me finish. Okay? Like I said before, I told you that you said everybody on your panel thought he was innocent. Nobody thought he was guilty. I said Taz absolutely thought he was innocent, and I played it for you, and you still wouldn't acknowledge it.
So once again, you are lying. Please, just 18 hours before my show, I seated on a panel on a smoke show with Andrew Wilson, where I clearly stated that Taz was being racist. Matter of fact, during the show, you're going to let me finish.
Was that
just even during the show, when Taz made a remark about him being a white boy, I clearly said, stop calling this man a white boy or we're going to wrap it up the show. Matter of fact, once again, Donovan, you are cut line because when I went to your show and I wanted to have the opportunity to express myself, because you said, I gave you the opportunity to say what you needed to say. You drop me, you call me monkey, you call me chimp, you call me the N-word, you call me so many names, and you drop me so many times that every time I open my mouth, I couldn't. And Glenn, you know I can prove it because he deleted the stream and he uploaded a video of saying, I'm chimping out on Fatty, and the whole video, and I can play it right here in front of you, is him interrupting me, cutting me off, dropping me, calling me names because he couldn't let me explain.
See, I'm gonna have to go find that video because I do want to see if that happened, not because I disagree or agree, but I want to see what the context is of what they're talking about. But I will say this. Only way that you cannot engage in that type of foolery is if you don't allow it on your show. For instance, when I have call-in shows or I allow people to call in, I'm not going to allow that type of foolishness. I'm not going to allow people that don't want to have an educated discussion to jump in and just start calling each other names and using all type of racial terms and crap like that. I'm not going to allow that. So therefore, I'm not going to allow anybody to treat me that way when I go to anybody else's show either. Now, the thing about that is that it seems like Fatty will have a show where he has ignorant people that he admits are racist on his show, but then he calls out Donovan for being racist as well. That doesn't make sense to me. You claimed that you did call out this dude named Taz, that this dude named Goat was the one who started saying, I think they might be the same people, but he did say racist stuff. He was the one who started this white boy talk. And you said, I did admit it was racist. And he be on the show all the time. I've seen several shows with him on it. He argued with Tommy Sotomayor in one of the shows. He was an idiot then too. And so you got this openly racist black dude on your show, and yet you're calling Donovan out for being racist. Doesn't that make you a hypocrite for platforming this guy? If you think it's so bad?
Explain what the hell I think about that. So once again, caught lying 2 times. I said that immediately after the show, and when I went to you to explain why I was not defending Karmelo, you literally didn't let me explain, and now you pretended that you did. You didn't, and there's video evidence of it. Call me a liar, and I'll play the video right in front of you.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, you want to do it?
No, I don't care.
Hold on.
So I'm a liar.
Yes, Fatty.
Is it going to be too much for YouTube?
Let Donovan talk.
Sure.
Donovan, go ahead and say what you were going to say.
Number one, yes, I did call you all those names, and I absolutely meant it.
So you let me talk?
No, he said he admitted to calling you all those names.
I appreciate it, but I need a very specific answer. You said you gave me the opportunity to come clean and to have the conversation and to say what I'm saying now. When I went to your show, Donovan, did you let me talk, or you muted me 72 times, dropped me, and literally kicked me? Like, what did you do?
74. Yeah, I muted you probably more than that, and yes,
I don't see that don't look good. And I'm not saying, because I'm more on Donovan Sharpe's side on the debate, but what I don't like is if you do start with the name calling, and if you want things to get dirty, let them be dirty. Don't be one of these coward dudes who like, oh, you come to my show and I'm gonna mute you and I'm gonna cuss you out. You know who else be doing that I do not like? Is that dude that loves talking about Andrew Wilson and Trump mushroom gobbler. What is his name? Brian Shapiro. He will have you on his show and not let you talk. It is so annoying to listen to, because even if he's right, you would never know because you never hear the other person's side. Who wants to hear this one-sided, you're a Trump mushroom gobbler and I'm not done. Wait, I'm not done. Wait, I'm not. Are you ever done? Dang, this is not fun to listen to you just cuss somebody out. So I hope that Donovan Sharpe wasn't doing that. I'm gonna have to go back and find it, but I would hope he wouldn't invite somebody on the show and not let them speak and continue to mute them, because I think that's a cowardly way to act.
I did kick you from the show.
So you didn't give me the opportunity to talk, right?
I gave you the opportunity, but you were trying to talk about something else. And if you want to prove that, then play the video.
Totally fine. Can we play 1 minute? Just 1 minute, Glenn. It's just 1 minute.
Good.
Oh,
Maybe
I want to play from before the engagement, so I know what the context is,
Play it.
and then play until he drops you. Okay?
No, this is a 18-minute video, or me for 18 minutes. I'm trying to talk.
Yeah,
Glenn, you know I can actually do it. I'll do this challenge, Glenn. This video, I can skip.
Play it right now. I mean,
let me finish, please.
Play the video. Let him play
No,
the video.
I just want to explain how bad it is, so Glenn doesn't have to play the 18-minute video, Glenn.
No, just don't give context. Just play the video. Don't try to poison the well. Just let it play.
Glenn, give me a random minute on a video on 18 minutes, and I guarantee you, no matter where we land, he's going to cut me off and drop me regardless. Any moment.
But for the audience, listen. For the audience to understand the context of the conversation, I want to play from the moment your guys' engagement starts. I will skim through it, dude. And then we will play it at the end, so we can see the totality of the engagement.
And you want to play the whole video? I don't want to do this. No, hold on, Fatty.
Oh my
I don't want it. No, hold on. No.
What is this?
Glenn, you got to let me talk. You got to let me close.
Well, yes, go ahead, Donovan.
Fatty, you just said I will pick any point in the video, and he did not let me talk. Okay, fine. That doesn't mean that you didn't pick the specific points in the video where I didn't let you talk. How about we play the whole 18-minute video? Why not just do that?
Because
I can play it on 2 times speed. I will play it.
This is gonna be like Inception. I'm reviewing a video of them reviewing a video of them reviewing or talking about a different video. It's getting deep.
An 18-minute video. I will play it on 2 times speed.
It's already on the back. You can pull it up.
It's in the private chat. No, I want the private chat.
Let's just get to the video. I might skip it.
Keep the thing down. 1 second.
This is the video that he's. I literally have the video up right here. This is the video that I have.
It's fine. I got you.
Let's play it on 2 times or 1.5 speed.
Yes, play the whole thing.
Hey, we can play it on 3 times. It's literally
I want 1.5 speed.
1.5, yes.
Speed, and we're gonna let it play through
the whole thing.
The audience
we're gonna
has context.
So,
go ahead.
So Glenn, just to make sure, he said he let me talk. I said I couldn't talk for 1 second until he dropped. Let's see who is lying.
Well, actually, Fatty, you said you didn't give me 1 minute.
Huh?
He didn't give you 1 minute. You just said 1 second.
In a story. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Play the video. Just play the video.
Why not? What's your claim? What'd you say, Glenn?
Just play the video, gosh darn it.
Get...
I'm gonna skip ahead because I don't really care about what y'all have to say about the video. I want to see the actual video. Dude, are they ever gonna play it?
10 liters.
Yes, we can say, explain
blah 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 blah.
And so, but we can't be switching back and forth. we want.
Can we play the?
They break a leg.
You want to know something? I think I'm
All right, there we go. Finally start playing it.
chimping out. I think I'm chimping out too. You know what? I'm gonna play this for myself. I'm gonna play this for myself. This is like, oh, there he is. All right. You got talk to me.
I'm sorry for not being ready at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Dude, shut the with your excuses. What have you got to say, man? I'm not playing this shit with you. What is it?
I actually want to know what warrants you calling me and my panel a bunch of and the only was your friend acting like one. I wonder why we got the label without the behavior.
I told you you are.
Why?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
Why? Explain why.
Yeah. You guys are low IQ and you're defending the murder of Austin Metcalf. That's why you're. No. Shut the. Let me talk. You will talk when I'm done talking. Okay? Shut the. You ignorant. Sit around and you chip out with your fake doctor, and you want to sit here and talk about how Karmelo Anthony was justified in killing Austin Metcalf. That's what makes you a time zone you're in. Say what the you gotta say so I can get off my day. Go on.
So, first, Karmelo Anthony is guilty.
Starting off the conversation a little bit emotional, man. I don't really like that. I understand people can be passionate and stuff, but come on, man. If you gonna have to do it on your show, then talk to him like y'all don't got no real beef, so it's no real way two men need to be that emotional when they first starting off. I probably agree with Donovan's point of view, but come on, man, calm it down. Have a conversation with y'all two grown men. If y'all really hated each other this much, then just meet up and settle that. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't gonna do that, then just have a conversation like two grown men, or otherwise just don't talk to him.
Yes, nobody. Hey, shut up when I'm talking. You. I know Karmelo Anthony's guilty. He was found guilty. He was found guilty in a court of law.
Let me know when I can talk.
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
Honestly, dude,
my crowd can't hear me. Let me move this real quick for you. But we are on 1 minute and something.
Patty, just play the damn video.
No, sir. There's a debate going on. There's a debate. Sir, there's a debate going on.
I want to watch the whole video. I don't want to hear your commentary on it.
Man, Glenn, dude, that is a very good call, my friend. Wow. Okay.
You like his better gadget.
I like my sneakers. All right.
You like his better gadget, but both of y'all are on the wrong side of the law. Let me play this real quick.
Yeah, that's why Karmelo's in prison.
Yes, and you are lucky that you're not calling me and my panel a bunch of and the only was your friend acting like one. I wonder why we got the label without the behavior.
I told you are.
You're playing this over?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
Why? Explain why.
Yeah. You guys are low IQ and you're defending the murder of Austin Metcalf. That's why you're. No. Shut the. Let me talk. You will talk when I'm done talking. Okay? Shut the. You ignorant. Sit around and you chip out with your fake doctor, and you want to sit here and talk about how Karmelo Anthony was justified in killing Austin Metcalf. That's what makes you a time zone you're in. Say what the you gotta say so I can get off my day. Go on.
So, first, Karmelo Anthony is guilty.
Yes, nobody. Hey, shut up when I'm talking. You.
Oh, come on, man.
I know Karmelo Anthony's guilty. He was found guilty in a court of law.
Let me know when I can talk.
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
Honestly, dispense. Seriously, Fatty, you're gonna dispense with all that small talk, underhanded shit. No, shut the up, and I will explain the rules to you. If you don't want to follow those rules, you can take your back to bed. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Go on.
Thank you very much for allowing me to talk. So, nobody on that panel.
I told you no more of this disingenuous. Thank you. Shut the with the disingenuous.
No, Donovan, you being emotional right now. That was emotional, dude, and this is just man to man. Like, come on, dude. Let the dude talk. If you're gonna have him on the show, what's the point? That's a female thing to do. It's a female thing to do to say let's have the conversation and then not only want to hear one side. Come on, dude.
Thank yous, man. You know what? Actually, you want to know something? I think I'm chipping.
By the way, just for concepts, he drops me.
Oh no, I just want
to point. No, I'm playing. No, I just want to
lay down the law here.
No, sir.
You guys play the video.
Sir,
play the video.
Every time I get quiet, is Donovan dropping me? Everybody needs to know. Every time I play,
dude, stop, Fatty. Stop trying to make people feel sorry for you. Just play the video, man. We already see what's going on.
For a year. And now, admittedly, I do not remember.
Stop. I need you guys to not interrupt and play the video in its entirety from beginning to end. Let's know more pauses. Let the audience get the context of the video.
We don't
if
care.
anything needs to be explained after the video, then I will give you both an opportunity to explain after
exactly
the video, but play the video in its entirety, please and thank you.
I remember debating you. I really don't remember debating you. Do you remember debating me?
Yes.
Okay, what did we debate about? And I'm not being facetious. I genuinely, I really do not know.
It was on something racial too. I don't remember too. It was not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it was probably short. All right, go on.
Nobody on the panel thought it was in. Let me know when I can talk. I'm on my best behavior, so I don't chimp out. Can you allow me to talk? Let me know when I can.
There you go. You can talk. You may speak.
You have no idea what you're reacting to. Nobody on that panel actually thought he was innocent. Everybody thought he was guilty.
Let me interrupt you there. No. Your guy Goat thought he was innocent. What about him?
No.
Maybe so, Donovan, but you being highly emotional. Stop interrupting him when you won't allow him to interrupt you.
Yeah. No. Hold on. When Andrew Wilson asked him,
this is why moderators are needed.
Would your opinion change even if he had a gun? He said nope. And then he said, yeah, Austin Metcalf deserved what he got. And then when Andrew asked him, when you asked him how many years he thought Karmelo Anthony should have got, well, I didn't think I thought he should have got 0 years. That to me, my friend, sounds like a person on your panel, if not more, that thought Karmelo was innocent. Please continue.
Everybody thought he was guilty. We just disagreed on the amount of time they would do. It looks like we.
What about the guy who said 0? What about the guy who said 0? I thought it deserved 0 time.
Donovan, you are
no. Answer no. Answer the question. You told no. Stop talking. You said that everybody thought he was guilty. Okay. Then you said we disagreed on the amount of time. If a person on your panel says I don't think he should have got any time, that right there says that he thinks he's not guilty.
He has a point.
Let me know it's my time to talk.
Go on.
A lot of people are guilty and they do no time. You know about this.
That's
a lot of people are considered guilty
of
doing something.
That's not a good argument, man. That's not a good argument.
And they get no time. Andrew said that he should have the death penalty. All people on the panel thought he was guilty. We were just disagreeing on the laws and technicalities. If this is a murder, if this is manslaughter, if it's self-defense. So once again, we all thought he should do some time. 8 of us.
Except, don't you yell at me. Don't you yell at me. What's wrong with you? I'm going to tell you one more time. That motherfucker thought Karmelo was innocent. That racist. You're not going to sit here and tell me that everybody thought he was guilty. That dude, the goat or whatever the is, trying to act like he was trying to talk like a lawyer. He thought Karmelo Anthony was not guilty. You are not going to sit here and tell me. You are not going to sit here and tell me that he thought Karmelo Anthony was guilty. 100%. No. I don't want to talk about nothing else. Talk about the goat. The goat thought Karmelo Anthony was innocent. Yes or no?
No, he said he was guilty. He's on the transcript. And why you focus on one person when you have 7 other people on the...
Yeah, because you said the reason why I'm focusing on one person is because you said everybody on my panel says that he's guilty. All we disagreed on was the time. Dude, you know what? Stay right there.
Yeah, that was disingenuous of Fatty to say that because I watched the panel, did a show on the panel, and you would not have got that feeling from anyone on his panel that, oh, Karmelo Anthony was guilty and he deserved to be locked up. That was not the feeling everybody was given. The feeling was, well, white people have a right to defend themselves, but when a black person do it, he get jailed. That was the feeling. So let's not be disingenuous. I hate when people lie to your face and try to act like they didn't say what they said. What do white girls call that? Gaslighting, I think.
I'm gonna pull that debate right back up.
Interrupted, please. What do you think? 35 years was too much? Or
do you think 35 years was too much? This was your words, Fatty, not him.
Or you actually have a different idea?
Yeah, it's definitely too much. So I understand why he got 35 years. The inadequate defense that he was given is why he got 35 years. I'm actually of the belief that he shouldn't have got any time.
Damn.
I'm actually of the belief that he shouldn't have gotten any time. What is your response to that, Fatty? Hold on. Your assertion was everyone on my panel thought he was guilty. And if you want to split, no. If you want to split straw, if you want to split hairs and talk about, well, what this meant, no. This dude literally, hold on. Let me play it for you again, since this is some shit that you like to do. I can't believe I don't remember debating.
I do believe is why he got 35 years. I'm actually of the belief that he shouldn't have got any time.
I'm actually of the belief that he shouldn't have gotten any time.
I do believe that as the innocent party just sitting there, the aggressor is the person that walked up to him. And
the innocent party sitting there, Fatty. The innocent.
He got Fatty on that.
Party. He just said Austin Metcalf was the aggressor. He just characterized Karmelo Anthony as the innocent party. What about that tells you that he thinks Karmelo Anthony is guilty, sir?
Because during the debate of a 3-hour, he actually said, and once again, you are mischaracterizing his words, that he understands why he actually got 35 years.
Just because he said
he should be guilty, like you were guilty of committing a bunch of crimes, and you walk scot-free because for whatever reason, the legal system doesn't want you inside of the jail or of the prison. People are considered guilty all the time, and they get parole, and they get no time, and they get time off convict. Like happens all the time.
Okay, so
what are you talking about?
So your assertion is that Your assertion is that Goat thinks he was guilty, but he shouldn't. So he should have been convicted of first-degree murder, but got no time. Is that what you're saying?
No, because he disagrees with the murder. That's the point. And
Yeah, Fatty, you being disingenuous here, and you know you are. And when people are disingenuous like this, because everyone knows that's what Goat. He was the one who I said was the most ignorant person on the panel. Everyone knows he was racially biased. Everyone knows he was the one making the biggest arguments, saying that Karmelo Anthony should not have been found guilty. That was his whole point. He had the most smoke for anybody who came up there and was fighting for Karmelo Anthony to be found guilty. So when you have these arguments, Fatty, and you say, "Oh no, he didn't say that," we all heard him say it. And even if he didn't come out and clearly say with those exact words, his sentiments were that Karmelo Anthony were innocent. And when you challenge people and act like they didn't hear what they heard, you're challenging their intelligence. And people do get upset when you do that. So you got to stop doing that. If you want people to take you serious, you can concede. And people need to do this a lot more in debates. You can concede and say, "I can see where you're coming from." That's all you need to do. You can say, "I can see where you're coming from. I can see how you would get that. Because this is what he did say, and I would agree with you on this point." You can say that and it wouldn't cost you anything. But you wanted to argue a point you shouldn't have argued, man.
If he disagrees with the murder, that means he thinks he's not guilty. He literally just said, Fatty, the innocent party. Let me play it again for you. See, guys, this is why we say these motherfuckers are low IQ. Fatty, you think you're smart, bro? You're not smart, man. You're not slick, bro. This just said the innocent party. You are not gonna sit here and tell me. Listen, I'm gonna play it for you one more time.
Famous also. Thank you very much once again. I hope y'all having fun. Support the content creators that y'all watching, respectively. Everyone in the chat. By the way, thank you very much.
Hey, and send your friends too.
Much for the kindness and appreciate it. Taz, uninterrupted, please. What do you think? 35 years was too much, or you actually have a different idea?
Yeah, it's definitely too much. So I understand why he got 35 years. The inadequate defense that he.
The reason why he said he understands why he got 35 years is because of the inadequate defense and not because of Carmelo's guilt. That's what he literally just said. I'm playing the recording for you. We can move on from this if you just acknowledge, hey, you know what? We had a panel of...
He got you on that one, man. Now, is he too emotional? Yes, but he got you on that point.
8 people, 7 out of 8 thought he was guilty. Why are you calling us instead of acknowledging an objective truth, which I'm playing on the screen right now? No, you want to die? You want to die on this hill? No. He said he was guilty because in a 3-hour podcast he said he thinks he was guilty. I just played you right now. Listen again.
Was given is why he got 35 years. I'm actually of the belief.
There it is. The reason why he was given 35 years is because of the inadequate defense. Listen some more.
Got any time. I do believe that as the innocent party just sitting there.
He just characterized Karmelo Anthony as the innocent party. What makes you think that he thinks Karmelo Anthony is guilty if he literally just called him the innocent party?
Sir, what he said was he was not guilty of murder. The defense, his case, and instead of going for lower charges as manslaughter, self-defense, whatever you want, he went for murder. So he might be guilty of something, but it's not murder because murder doesn't include self-defense.
You're absolutely right. But guess what? He just said he said he should have got no time. Okay. Mm-hmm. So if he was guilty of involuntary manslaughter or manslaughter, guess what? That still carries a sentence. Okay. So again, I knew you were going to do this. We're splitting. So listen, this man.
Yeah, he's splitting hairs and it's coming off as very disingenuous. And people tend to like you less when you do that. It's called arguing in bad faith. And that means you're not coming to try to find truth. You're just coming to win an argument. You shouldn't do that in a debate. You shouldn't.
Sat here and said he should have gotten no time and then characterized him as the innocent party. Like, dude, this guy Goat thinks Karmelo is innocent. Like, I don't understand how you can't acknowledge this. Oh my God, guys, hold on. I got to play this. Holy moly. I'm up here chipping out. Holy shit. Yeah. Go ahead, please respond.
Can I ask you a question?
No, you need to respond. You need to respond to this Goat. Listen, you can ask me a question. You know what? I'm done. You're about here, bro. See, again. See, this is why we know we can't have. No. Let it keep playing because I explain here. Go on. You said you're going to play the whole 18 minutes. Let's hear the whole 18 minutes.
You kick me off the show after this is monologue.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. I want to hear. We got to get.
Wait. No. The statement is Glenn Lawrence. This man kept muting me, dropped me, and didn't let me explain or ask questions. Why do I have to play a 5-minute monologue about him saying something, Glenn Lawrence? Why?
Well, you said you had the whole video, and we said there was.
Fatty sound emotional now. Why? It's just his accent made it sound kind of funny. That's all.
We're gonna play the
Because
whole video.
now, from now on, I was dropped. He kept dropping me during this conversation, and he dropped me. Why should I keep playing the rest of the video?
Hold on.
That too, right?
This is
That's crazy. What are y'all
we
doing
said
exactly?
before we even played
my
this
God.
video, you said it was 18 minutes long.
Hold up.
And I said play it at 1.5 speed in its entirety. Everybody understood that from the beginning.
Why are we playing the video, Glenn? Just to make sure.
So we have the audience has context of what you were saying of him not letting you speak.
So now that I was dropped, and I was dropped 20 times during this time, why do we keep have to play in the video when I'm literally out of the studio?
Because we said before we even played the video that we were going to play the video in its entirety and at 1.5 speed. That's what was agreed upon.
Okay, so now so now he's going to have 5 minutes of monologue while I was kicked out of the studio, which makes no sense, but I'm going to play it.
If you had a timestamp, if you had a timestamp and said at 11:57, I want to end the video because after that he kicked me off. If you said that in the very beginning, we would have agreed to that. But because you said you had the whole 18 minutes, and I said let's play the whole video so everybody.
You are right. You're right.
This is why we can't debate with these people. This is why I can't debate with these people. They cannot argue in good faith. They cannot argue in good faith. Okay? He did everything but admit that this up here thinks that Karmelo Anthony is innocent. All I wanted this dude to do was acknowledge that this right here, this was the one dude on the panel, and I didn't even watch the whole thing. This on the panel thinks that Karmelo Anthony is not. He literally said it.
Yeah, that dude.
He literally called him the innocent party. And I guarantee you, Fatty, have him on. You know what? You want to prove me wrong, Fatty? Have him on again. You know what, Fatty? Yo, real shit. Hold on. I hope you ain't going nowhere. Fatty, hold on. I'm talking to you now. Look, you want to play this game? Let's play this. Fatty, I'm gonna tell you what. Because I know this ain't gonna happen. I know this shit ain't gonna happen. Because I got your little balls now, bro. You want to prove that?
No homo.
You want to prove me wrong? Have this here, have GOAT come up and say that he believes Karmelo Anthony was guilty of first-degree murder. If you do that, I will publicly apologize. If this right here, Tazar, if this here straight up says, you know what? I was on the panel the other night. I think Karmelo Anthony is guilty of murder. Okay, and I'm not talking about by the letter of the law. I want to know what he thinks. I don't need him to give me, well, according to the court documents, he was found guilty. Yes, we know that. What I want to know is, does GOAT think that?
I get it, man. I get it. So let's skip ahead back to the debate. Let's see.
Guilty and that gonna serve his time in prison. What
happened? Glenn, you have to let me tell you what happened.
Go ahead.
Glenn, this man is on a full screen. You don't see me. You don't know what is going on. So every time I open my mouth, he dropped me. It doesn't look like that because he's on a full screen. But if you're on a full screen and I keep dropping you, nobody knows because they think I am the one being quiet. That's the point that I'm trying to explain. Every time I got into something, he would drop me and say, no, drop you. You don't know where you are. And now, please, Glenn, play the 7-second video that is down there. These are actually racist, both of them. Taz exclusive, shout out to Taz, and Myron, shout out to Myron. I think racist, both of them. Taz exclusive, shout out to Taz, and Myron, shout out to Myron. Both of them are actually racist, both of them. Taz exclusive, shout out to Taz, and Myron, shout out.
Here's my problem, though. That kind of condemns you still because you're the one who has a problem with racism. Donovan Sharpe said he's openly racist. Myron says he's openly racist. Taz, would he say he's openly racist? And he's a part of your panel. So being that you're the one with this standard that racism is so wrong and they don't believe racism is wrong, maybe you need to do some cleanup of your own house. If you think it's wrong and they don't, why do you have racist people as a part of your panel? Because it's okay to be racist against white people. But black people can say all types of stuff, call you white boy, and they don't expect nobody to return fire. And now people are getting fed up with it, and you can see in society, just go on X. Now people like me are catching strays, and I'm like, dude, I ain't one of these ignorant people. And it's like, yo, man, it's because people like the people on your panel have done this for so long, they have ruined black people's reputation. And there's no more sympathy left for our people.
Can you see what is on the back of that screen?
I
Is it
don't.
ID? Do you see? Yeah. This is good, right? Who is on that thumbnail, Glenn?
You got Myron, you, King,
Look how he got Byron's face.
Doctor
Andrew Wilson, all that,
Andrew
right?
Wilson.
Sure.
I don't know who the other two.
So now this man is saying that I never said nothing, right? I am trying to escape from it now that I'm here and I'm trying to debate him and all that. Can you please get me the other one? This is my grid of shows. Yes. So as you can see, this is a smoke show I had with Andrew Wilson 2 weeks ago. I said my claim multiple times in multiple videos. This man is a liar. Right after the show, it was Andrew Wilson and Myron, and then on the next day, it was Fatty and Andrew Wilson, where I said, yes, Tez is racist. So I got him again. He's lying. And my last question to this motherfucking debate.
But dude, Fatty is thinking he's making a monumental point, but none of his points are that great. Okay, so you pointed out a dude on your own panel is racist as well. Now what? What's your overall point you're trying to make here?
To Donovan. Donovan, please answer these, please. Donovan, answer, please, Donovan.
Yes.
If you are a self-admitted racist, if you support people that are racist like Myron and all these, what is the problem with Tez exclusives, the GOAT, being racist? Please explain.
See, he's flipping it what I said, and he's doing the opposite. Because I would tell him, listen, I don't believe you think. If I was Donovan, my argument would be like, listen, I don't think racism is wrong, but you do. So therefore, you don't have a right to have a racist on your channel. I can have racists on my channel and say as many racist things I want all the time, but you claim to be non-biased. You claim to have a real problem with people who say things like this. And now we find out is one on your channel and has been on several of your shows. What are you going to do about that?
To me, if you morally are racist and you support racists, what is the problem with this man being racist? Shouldn't you actually support him, be his best friend, and push him because he's racist just like you? What is the problem with him being racist when you are racist? Explain that to me.
There's different types
There
of
is nothing
racists.
wrong with being a racist. I've never said that there was anything wrong with being a racist. And I said that when you asked the question the first time. There you go.
No, please, respectfully. Please, respectfully. No, respectfully. You made a 2 week conundrum about us being racist. It was racist. It was on a negative. No, Donovan, you gave your piece, right? During these 2 weeks, everything you said was, these people are racist. Look at them being racist. Look at them being racist. These black people being racist. These black people being racist. Oh my God, can you believe that black people being racist? So you had a problem with Dez being racist and supporting Karmelo based on race. So now that we got it out of the way, because you did 2 shows about us, you did community posts about us, you call us monkeys and chimps and all these things which is based on race. Why can you be racist and Miss Tez can be racist? Why is wrong for him to be racist, but it's right for you to be racist? Why is wrong?
Okay, Glenn. Okay, I will answer the question. Glenn, you need to mute him.
You can be racist and not act out on your bias. Did you know that? So you can say, man, I'm white and I prefer white people, but when it comes to the law, if a white dude was to pew a black dude for no reason, he should still go to jail. Because I don't want a society where people just blaming each other. You can still be racist and not act out on your bias. Matter of fact, I think everyone, and this is like a liberal talking point, so be careful. I think everyone has some bias in their heart, right? I like to hang around my family. They happen to be black. I like black people food. I love me some fried chicken and watermelon. I love it. I would trade you in for some more watermelon if I could. Whoever you are. And my thing is, that's something you can't necessarily dig deep and take out of yourself as much as liberals like to indoctrinate people, say, you got to stop being racist. Some of that stuff is just a preference of who you want to be around. And honestly, only white people are condemned by that. Black people are not. But those type of things, you cannot go through the world. You can go through the world and ignore your biases. You can do that. You can say, dude, yeah, maybe I prefer to be around black people, but I'm not going to treat this white lady rude, even though she came into a black hair salon. I'm not going to treat her rude simply because I don't want her here in my heart. I'm going to treat her nice because I believe that even the bias that I hold should not be acted out in life. You can say that. Or listen, even more selfish point of view. I'm going to not treat her rude because I want her money. I want her to buy stuff. I want her to bring her people to the store, and I need that money. So I'm not going to treat her rude. And that's how normal people act. Everybody has some bias, So just being racist doesn't mean you're going to act out on that.
Because I know he's going to.
I'm muting myself.
Okay. Number one, I will say again, there is nothing wrong with anyone being racist. Okay. You asked me the question the first time. I said there's nothing wrong with being racist. Here are my two problems. My problem was that you could not admit that GOAT was a racist. You waited until after the live stream to say, okay, I'm going to do a video with GOAT. I'm going to do a video with me admitting that GOAT was a racist. You already had your chance, and that was with me. That's the first thing. The second thing is, while there's nothing wrong with being a racist, I do have a problem with somebody making a decision on a court case based on race.
Yes.
GOAT clearly is making his decision of the court based on race, but I'm not. I told you on this live stream that if Austin Metcalf himself had stabbed Karmelo Anthony under the same circumstances, that Austin Metcalf deserves to be in prison. I said, if Karmelo Anthony were Myron Gaines, only with a gun, and
he's not listening to a word you're saying. Look at his face.
And he did the exact same thing. Myron Gaines should absolutely rot in prison for the rest of his natural born life. So yes, I am racist against niggas. There's not even anything wrong with being racist against white people. I've never said there was anything wrong with it. But just because I have a problem with somebody using race as their barometer in terms of someone's innocence or guilt does not mean that I think that they're wrong for being racist. No, it doesn't matter whether he's racist or not. The fact of the matter is that I believe that Taz's racist judgment, that's what's clouding his judgment in terms of claiming Karmelo's innocence. That's all I said.
Well, he muted himself.
Fatty, you're muted.
Yeah,
Hold on, real quick. We're gonna go
to
to you get to rebuttal. I'm saying this is now the closing argument.
Sure.
Then we're gonna go to opening the panel up after I ask you guys both a couple questions to clarify some things. But Fatty, go ahead. You get to have 5 minutes to make your closing statement.
I don't want to hear his final argument. What I'll say is this. We'll stop that here. And later on, if there's anything good in the video, once I skim through it, we'll bring it back up. And I might bring it back up tonight after I eat, because I got to cook some food. I told my wife I was going to grill some stuff. I'm going to cook some food, and I'm a beast on that grill, baby. But anyways, so I kind of get the gist of what's going on here. I don't like it because I think both of them made some terrible mistakes. For one, Donovan kept his composure better in the debate, but it doesn't lead to his credibility when Fatty is referring to a time where he came on the show and he just got cussed out up and down. It doesn't look good, and it doesn't make you look like a logical, reasonable person when you crash out like that all the time. Now, what I'll say is I still would give this debate to Donovan. He seems more logical. He seems like he had, even though he didn't, I can tell he didn't prepare for this well enough because he didn't cross-examine, Fatty in the way that he should. He didn't examine his ideas and poke holes in his ideology. He should have prepared better and had some questions for him. And when he got to challenge his point of view. But I think he did better than Fatty. But Fatty did terrible. I would give Fatty like a 2 out of 10. Like, not good at all. I don't think he could beat, one of these raging feminists, and with these debate tactics, they're not gonna work. Donovan, I'll give him a 5, just average, because he made some good points and some things I agreed with, but some of the flaws that he made are just like, it's like missing a layup almost. You can't go into a game and not question the person back when you know you're having a formal debate and they're gonna have their time to question you. You're gonna have your time to question them, and you concede that. That's your strongest point. That's your strongest position. That's your time to strike. It's like winning a boxing match and all you do is defend. So I don't. So I would give him a 5. I would give Fatty a 2. And the entire debate wasn't entertaining. I would say it's entertaining, but for the wrong reasons. If you know what I mean, like people yelling at each other, cussing each other out, flipping out, chimping out, all that, whatever you want to call it. It can be entertaining to watch for a little bit, but for a person like me, it's only about entertaining for a max of about 30 seconds. And then afterwards, I want you to get to some substance. I want you to talk about something that actually matters. The Carmelo Anthony debate, the argument, the thing that's being had in the black community is a very, very important topic because it separates the YNs from the actual good black people. And you can determine a lot from a person by how they stand on this case. So it'd be good, it would behoove us to actually get into deep conversation, not devolve into yelling matches and screaming and cussing each other out. It would be good for us to do that. But a lot of times we as a people just can't do it. We get passionate about something and we want to fight and we want to scream and cuss people out. And that's unfortunate. So maybe we'll get back to the rest of it. Maybe we won't. It depends on what people want to see.